Now it is time for a garden update. It's been a while, things have been busy, and life gets in the way. This is the downstairs portion of my garden. Here are my strawberries, everbearing. They're just starting to come back into fruit. It's already got runners forming. These are my carrots. I could not tell you which ones are which. It's a whole mix. This portion, this is where I had my spinach earlier this year, but it bolted, so I threw in what I had laying around. Those two were garlic, a little bit of lettuce. These are seeds that I saved from last year, a mix of speckled troutback, and another variety. More garlic, radish that I've let go to seed. The bees love them. And this is my sport pepper plant that I picked up to fill in the scab. It's already got two nice peppers growing on it, and it's becoming very bushy. All on its own. I've not pruned it at all. Over here I have onions that I planted from seed. They are far behind the starters I have elsewhere, but they will hopefully be a lot bigger by the time they are done. Right now, they are only about the size of a pearl. And then these are my beets. I planted these in March. This isn't a great angle. But on the other side, you can see that they have gotten a little bigger. They are about the size of a large golf ball, I would say. I've already harvested one that was way ahead of the rest, and it was the size of my fist. These are beans. I don't know yet if they are bushing or vining, but I'll find out soon. And these are leeks. I don't remember the name, but these are a Scottish heirloom variety. Over here, I've got some late starts going on. A zucchini, another squash for a friend, and a pepper plant. Just a lot of flowers for the pollinators. Here is oatgrass and field peas. Testing them out to see how well they'll grow in a deep container. Over here is a store-bought bowl I bought last year with chives, and these are seeds from the basil plant from the previous year. Over here is my herb garden. I have a little bit of dill growing. That is yarrow. It is a pink flowering variety, but these flowers are a little old and they seem to have been bleached by the sun a little bit. My lavender, store-bought, already blooming. I hope to save and dry them to use later. Lemon balm I planted from seed. This is a pruned one right next to a unpruned one. Oregano from seed. This is chamomile that I planted from seed also. I had a lot of success starting them indoors this year, so I planted all of them. Thyme that I bought from a grower nearby at the farmer's market. That is yarrow I grew from seed, and that is spearmint that I also bought from a grower nearby. Now to head upstairs. Little update on the grapevine. It is growing abundantly, new foliage, vines everywhere. They've kind of made it hard to find the grapes, so this is just me trying to find them. They are still very green. Hope to make jam this year. These are the blackberries. This batch has about run its course. I have about one freezer bag and a half full of blackberries. Once that harvest is done, I will be making a lot of jam. Right here I have more beets. They're a little small. Planted them a lot later than the others. And then right next to it I have a succession of beets going in now. Where they are now, since the last video, I harvested the turnips because they were not doing very well. The roots had been infested by cabbage worm maggots, or cabbage fly maggots, whichever. As you can see, everything has been overrun with weeds. I hope to get to that today. After this video, I am inside taking a break from the heat. Not sure what tomato that is. I think it is a Moscovich variety. Over here is the same thing, but it is a lot wiltier, and I do not know why. I think something burrowed into the root system, and I hope it will recover, because it has only just started setting flower. Tragic, but I have more. These are my cucumbers. They are doing amazing. I've already picked one this year, and it was rather pleasant. I'm not a cucumber person, but I'm growing these to make pickles. Hopefully, I'll be able to make a big batch of gherkins soon. Over in the back, I have the seeds that I threw. Wildflowers. Here are my squash. These are a Sweet Fall Hubbard heirloom variety. Began flowering last week, and I hope it will be a good producer. No squash yet, but I will keep you updated. The most prolific weed in my garden this year is lamb's quarter. I know it's edible, but I haven't found the time to try it yet to know if it's worth keeping around. Wildflowers. That is my volunteer pumpkin. I believe it is a Cinderella pumpkin variety. Cucurbita maxima. But I will find out. Volunteer, of course. I believe the squirrels buried some seeds from our jack-o'-lanterns last year. And this is my black cherry tomato plant. Also an heirloom variety. I know it will be a good producer this year because look at the size of this bunch. There's over a dozen tomato flowers on that. That is another one right next to it. These are my Indian blue, I believe, potatoes. They've begun to flower. I hope to save the seeds from the flowers this year and try and plant them from actual seed. These are my San Marzano. They're just starting to flower. And these are my Yukon Gold. They have also begun to flower. Today I will be doing a lot of weeding, and I will post an update soon.